Hello and welcome back. My name is Tobal, and we're continuing on with our Let's Play of Surviving Mars. So we just put down our last couple of domes last episode, where one of them is almost finished building. So we're hoping to beat out the other colonies here, the other races, or not races, we're all humans I think, the other factions, and get our dome up first for that boost. So apart from that, there's a couple things we could do before we bring our colonists from Earth. We do have our water and our Moxie for oxygen creation. I just realized that it looks like this is too far from the drone commander, which means that basically when this has a breakdown, it's not going to be able to get its heart. But I think what we can do, hey, awesome, we got our dome up. I think what we can do is send another shuttle back from Earth, and we'll include another drone commander that we might put more on this side of the world, just to focus on maybe the repair and the movement of, because we're gonna have a lot of resources that need to be offloaded to, you know, storage areas from here once we start these concrete depots as well, or yeah, the concrete extractors here. So. Awesome. So I think we did our breakthrough research on the wind turbine redesign. Yep. So that fixes the problem that we had with the turbines, so that they were less efficient, which is nice. Let's see what else we got going on here. We have one explorer, so we do have extra science, and I might include another explorer on the next ship. There are diminishing returns, but probably at least one or two, or at least two, would not be amiss. So we're going to send our next one out, our next shuttle from Earth, with one explorer. We're going to include a drone prefab. We're probably going to include the buildings necessary to start producing electronics, polymers, and machine parts, because we want to be able to have our colonists make those things when they get here. We could start preloading our dome with items. However, I don't think I want to do that just yet, because it's going to use a lot of parts that we don't want to, you know, take away from yet. We could also plan to drop another dome here, and so we kind of have this 3 triangle dome effect. Actually, I wanted to see, what does the passage do now that we have one built? Nothing here? What about here? Oh, it does have to, okay, so it has to start inside the dome to another dome. So it can't just sit outside the gates. Oh, interesting. So maybe it's not really smart to line these up. It might even cause more of a problem if these are lined up, but I guess all of the domes need that in some way. Interesting, interesting. So I guess we'll have to sacrifice one small little piece of our dome to get the passage. I mean, unless we, you know, build it through the center of the dome, which these are smallish domes. There are some bigger domes out there down the road, but at the start we kind of want to use as much space as possible. So we could plan for another dome. So this has more space but lacks for a spire. What do we want to do? What do we want to do with our domes? We want to do a residential type of dome, and then maybe an industrial dome, because the production, the polymer factory, the electronics and machine, I think, have to be inside. The polymer is outside. We'll have to have, this is an automatic metals extractor, which we'd have to put all the way up here, so we're too far from that for the moment. Do we have enough space for just at the start? I wonder if we can do a residential dome and kind of an industrial construction zone, or
sector
dome rather.
Scanned.
Could be an option. What do we have in this sector? We have rare resources, and we've got some loose metal, which is nice. Let's take our transport and tell him to go crazy again. Start picking up items. Pick everything up and drop it off. What about our explorer? I don't think our explorer has anything to uncover yet. It doesn't. So we're out of polymers. I think we're researching a polymer factory, though. We are. So we should be able to build a polymer factory without having to resort to using a shuttle to send that to us. So if we do another shuttle here, what are we going to do? We can send the cargo rocket. It's not going to cost us anything for the rocket itself, so this is nice to reuse these. We want to include some more polymers, maybe a bit more electronics and machine parts. Maybe not too many polymers. We will need a little food for the passenger rocket, but we could actually send a supply pod ahead of time with plenty of those items in it. Really, I should probably be using the supply pod for those things, and the rocket has prefabs. So let's do enough of the prefabs to get an industry going. Okay, that's that. We have a little bit of space left. Let's do another explorer. Let's do one commander so we can be a little bit flexible in our drone placement if we need to. And we'll add a couple more drones in. This is feeling pretty good as is. One commander, one explorer. I don't think we need more than one transport just yet. I mean, even we have a lot of drones as is too. So maybe we add another drone hub. And let's go ahead. I guess we have the space for it. Why not send up some resources as well? Okay, so that'll top off electronics and machine parts, and also resupply our missing polymers here. Okay, so the Tanegashima 1 will resupply us with a couple needed things here. Alright, so it should be here in a little while. We should have enough fuel built up as well to immediately turn it around and send it home. So hopefully our fuel production continues to go. We're getting a little bit low on power. Let's go ahead and add a couple more power things in here. Power wind turbines. I think I'm going to include some solar generators as well, maybe on the back end here, just to supplement the solar or the wind array. Okay, so we'll do another row of power basically right here. Because at least that's a steady 5. I think the wind is actually dependent on how good the wind is, you know, how hard the wind is blowing. And when one of these, sometimes there's a storm or something that'll take one of these down, but it won't take down the other. So at least we always have power being built up. We have 600 energy stored in our batteries here, so that's not bad. Ooh, we are starting to get a lot of things that need maintenance that we don't have. Let's see. This is metals. These are polymers. This will be a machine part. So maybe not too much that uses polymer. That's fine. Alright, so our shuttle, our rocket's on the way. Oh wow, what is this? We found... What are expeditions? An unidentified robotic rover roams the sands in this area. RC rover. I've not seen these before. What are these? These are just different things you can do. This needs a crew. This just needs an RC Explorer. Why don't we just do that? Oh, we have to have a rocket. That kind of makes sense. I guess we can't send our rover on a like 10-hour or 10-year journey across Mars. These require a scientist. This requires 6 crew to explore. Okay, we're actually all tucked pretty close together. We have an international Mars mission, a Russian Mars station and colony, and a European colony. So we are rocking it. How are we using water? What's using water? I guess a couple for the fuel, right? One for fuel. Oh, no, we don't have... I didn't know this, but apparently this also gives you waste rock. Okay. That would make sense as to why that's not working. So we're a little bit short on water. Which also means we're going to be short on fuel for a minute, but that's fine. Our ship is going to be here pretty soon, so we'll be able to put another drone commander down here, our drone hub down here. and it'll also refill most of the items we have. Let's send another supply pod, actually, and I want to do more of these materials overall. Let's do more of those. That should be fine. Just a small little supply pod just to give us a couple extra polymers and things like that. We are starting to run a little low on funding, so I got to be a little careful on that. It's going to cost us some money eventually when we wind up trying to bring passengers as well. We could start exporting. I think you'd have to export. We have to export precious, not. We can't export normal metals. Is that the case? Yeah, it has to be. So this is an automatic metals, not a rare. So probably what we want to do, and what we're going to wind up doing, is these first two domes are going to be dedicated exclusively to supporting human life, and the humans are going to be exclusively trying to extract underground rare metals to send back to home. All right, we'll land the rocket back where it was in the first place. You can't actually build a rocket landing pad, which winds up decreasing the amount of damage that's done around it. It might even just completely remove any of the damage that's done to components around it. I don't think anything's close enough at the moment. I didn't see any extra damage there. Alright, drones are free. Go free, my little babies. We're going to set this commander up over here. And we're going to say we want this new drone hub, one of the new drone hubs, to be right about here. This is overlapping with the storage. And it's going to be covering most of the area, and especially our main production area, pretty well. So we'll say here's fine. Oh, you know what? We may want to put our concrete extractors on that side. So let's actually move it maybe. This isn't too bad. This would be in range of the water, concrete, and any kind of well, we might have to have a station over here, or a dome over here, in order to extract that bit of precious metals too. Let's plan ahead and just park this guy in this vicinity. That still is able to reach the resource pads we put. Oh, so this is kind of turning into our central storage area. That might be the case. Okay, let's hold on here a minute. We don't want to dump all of our polymers into the basic dome. We want our drones to repair things with what's needed. Okay. So we'll need at least 2 more polymers for that. We have 7 polymer total, so if we use up all the polymer... Oh, we don't need that much anymore. I guess we've already used some. Okay. Okay, we're fine there. We have a new explorer, which isn't doing much, but it should be giving us a little more science. Okay, so it's diminishing returns. It lost 20. We also lost our outsourcing, so research is going to go back to being a little bit slow. Hell yeah, fear my botany powers. I love The Martian. I think I read The Martian around the same time this game came out, and it was it definitely helped my obsession with it just a smidge. Just a smidge. We'll drop down this drone. Hopefully it doesn't kill anybody. Look at that. This rocket's actually already ready to get blasted back off to Earth. So we'll send this rocket back home because we had a nice supply of fuel waiting. I forgot to hook this up, so we'll do that now. Weird that you can't just transfer power between... I mean, I guess it makes sense that they can't be... They can't... Oh, actually, these aren't even powered, so that makes complete sense why these are out of power. I was going to say these could draw the power off these, but I don't think they are. They're just storage. Okay. So that'll be powered up. One of our domes has lost life support. Oh, that's the new dome. Okay, so the new dome just finished as well. Let's experiment with this connector passage thing. Yeah, so it can't be on the exit. Oh, that's annoying. It's mildly annoying. I was hoping we could just make a tunnel here, right? It stands to reason you could just connect this tunnel to this tunnel and then have like a branching area. I guess we could do it like this. It's just so weird to me. I know they go out and they, they wind up...
Sector scan.
This is to go outside, but it would be nice to have an option to, have a connecting tunnel here and then maybe have like a little piece that just lets people out and in from there. we will move this to the top here. Okay, so this is a direct tunnel between these two domes. It almost makes these two domes feel like they're together. So people can still leave these domes, and they will, because they'll need to work on the rare metals extractor, right? Because we need rare metals. We'll put that here. We also want to put down the polymer factory. We'll put this down like here because it's the closest end towards the power. Okay. Hopefully that won't interfere with the quality of the... I don't think it will matter with underground rare metals at all. Alright, so we're going to power these up. Put a little power between them. And I'll drop the pipes in. Okay, so now the polymer factory is getting water. And that's what it needs to power itself up. Let's continue to extend this power run, and that'll power up this base here. And then we'll extend our pipe run, and this should be able to provide water to this biome here. Dome. I've probably said biome like 1,000 times now, so I apologize if I've been saying it the entire time. So our rocket is halfway back to Earth. We've got a bunch of people doing not much of anything. To be fair, there's not a whole lot for our explorers to do just yet. Oh, just kidding. It looks like there is a new anomaly here. Vista. Oh, improves the comfort of all residences when included in the radius of a dome. So we could put a really big, maybe like a dedicated big living quarters in this area to include this vista. This vista must have been from a while ago. We've got some meteor impacts coming in. I see no additional areas of anomalies. Let's set some more areas to be scanned here. Okay, let's full back up again. Let's see. Russia has nearly completed a milestone. International Mars mission has nearly completed one. What milestones are left? Europe apparently was the first one to research a breakthrough. I bet they're either going towards producing food or they've already got a passenger ship on the way. Okay, so our polymer factory is online. Excellent. What about our electronics factory? We could install here. So I guess we want to make this the working dome and that the living dome. We could do that. Let's do electronics factory. We'll do a machine parts factory here. Okay. Let's start putting down... I don't want to do too crazy because I'm afraid I'm going to use up all these resources and we'll have to order another pod. We are low on electricity though, by quite a bit. It would be nice if we wound up getting a solar array or something more. I'll keep adding in a couple more turbines. We might just be at a point where there's really low wind. No, this is about the normal. 5.8 is about the norm it gets. So we are just a little bit behind on power. 5.8, so we should have enough power to meet all of our needs once these four go up. Alright, we've got our factories in play. And we still have 10, 17, 22, 24 left in terms of the resources up here that we would need. So, at the least, we're going to need some areas for people to live and eat. I don't know if we want to worry about the Martian University and the school and the playground. I don't know if we want to encourage people to have kids yet, right? It's not exactly the most open place available for, it's not the best place to raise a kid just right now. So the living complex gives 14 living space. How many people can we include on that first trip? Let's take a look. Let's go to passenger rocket. We can take 12 applicants on one launch. So we don't necessarily need the cramped apartments just yet. It may be nicer to have a higher comfort level because comfort is kind of like I think it's like an overall happiness level. And we may not have the other creature comforts available yet for them to be happy. So, anything that increases comfort might be important. Okay, so what about dome services? We need to have a diner. So here's the smaller buildings that can kind of fit in oblong or strange areas. So we'll put the diner here. We'll put a, let's see, what else can we put here? We don't need a security station. We probably need a grocer. What about an, we don't want art store just yet. An infirmary wouldn't be bad. Can you fit anywhere? And then an infirmary can fit here. Okay. That's a couple decent ones. We also have that water reclamator that once we unlock it, do we already do that? That can fit in the top here. That's going to recycle 70% of the water used in the dome. So it's really going to lay off our life support needs for water. What about... A gym isn't bad. Again, I'm going to go look and see what the overall costs of these are and make sure I'm not going over my limits once I am done placing down what I think I need. And we don't need a casino. I think we're okay with that. We wanted to have a gym, place to get fixed up. We can put a space bar down here, right? That's important. I feel like a little bit of alcohol is important. I don't know if you've seen this, but what happens is they sit down on these chairs, and the chairs rise up to a second level there. It looks absolutely terrifying. 0 of 10 would not ride. Okay, we have an item with... Okay, metal concrete, not a problem. Concrete, all concrete. Concrete metal, concrete, and only a couple polymers are used. Overall, that wasn't bad. These were prefabs, and this is done. This is going to require more metal as well, and it took some machine parts. So, I think we can let our drones build this up. And we should be kind of ready. I think, honestly, we could probably... Let's see, we've got our power situation we can take care of. What's wrong with you? Storage space is full. Are we out of storage completely? Okay. I'll tell you what, let's do a little cleaning up on the storage. Let's make a storage only for concrete. We'll have it chilling out right here, right kind of next to all the concrete producers. It's quite a lot, but that's fine. They really kind of build up a lot, like you're going to use a lot of concrete over time. This will be the use for concrete storage. Can we select all of these? We can't. Can we copy? No, we can't. So let's just uncheck concrete on these. So we'll use the rest of these pads for generic storage, and we'll force concrete to go to these pads here. I think we should also uncheck fuel and make it go down there as well. I might have just one station, one pad double up on fuel, just in case we need fuel for whatever reason up here anywhere. So, okay, we've got enough of that. We've got enough resources. We've got enough. We could build more oxygen. Now, is this all they need, or does it increase when people get there? Oxygen production, max stored oxygen. Why don't we just double up the production of both items, okay? So we're already using a bit of water because we're making fuel. Why don't we go ahead and add another Moxie generator for oxygen? They can share the same pipe out, that's fine. Let's add a moisture evaporator along, we'll have it branch out over here. Oh, how much is it using? How much water have we extracted? Excuse me. We have barely scratched the surface of the available water here. That's nice. Let's go ahead and put down another water extractor. This is going to use a good chunk of... no, it's not. It's only 2. It's only going to use 2 spare parts. It's only going to use 2 metal for Moxie. So let's put another water extractor down here. That should take both power and the power and the pipe. That should be fine. Uh-oh. Alright, let's take a look at a couple messages here.
Until today, the only place we'd thought you could find Ice-15 outside of a lab was on an icy planet or a moon. And here we find it on Mars.
Okay, so basically this is, we're getting 500 million in funding, which is awesome because we really kind of need a little bit more funding. We're pushing the limit there. It's tightening the belt a bit much. We've got a meteor storm coming inbound. Where's it going to hit? Can we tell where it's at? I don't think we can tell where it's going to impact. Or maybe it's showing you if you had the area
resources are low.
Revealed. I'm not sure. Okay, that's fine. Let's salvage this pod. 6 hour due to... Oh, if you had sensor towers, apparently you'd have a bigger warning. Alright. What's low? We don't have... It's not that low. We still have 16 of the resources. Let's go ahead and drop a sensor tower because that's something I've forgotten about, and it's not a bad idea to have. I think it only improves scanning though when it's right next to your base, when it's right next to the sector being scanned. So if we put a scanner here, it would increase the scanning results in the surrounding sectors. Okay, so meteors are going all over the place. Not at all terrifying. Alright, I think at this point, let's go ahead and try to order a passenger rocket. I think everything else is in place. This should be okay. This should be okay. Let's do it. So we're gonna, now we get to pick. Oh gosh. This is gonna be, wait, did you pre-pick stuff? What are we thinking here? A lot of no specializations. I'm not a huge fan of that. Let's go ahead and do this manually. We want to have a couple things. We want to have any flaws, any quirks or flaws we want to. We don't want any tourists, correct? We don't mind if people are vegan. I think they wind up, vegans eat less food, or they get less grumpy perhaps about eating a vegetarian only diet. I don't know what a guru is. Don't worry, they'll tell you. Hilarious. Okay. Let's see flaws. We don't want any like alcoholics, right? We don't want any health conditions. We don't want any idiots. Yeah, no complainers, man. No complainers. Eats double rations. No problem. Double rations. That's rough. We don't mind that. We don't mind the age, except we probably don't want seniors, which is fine. We also don't want children. Specialization is what's important here. So, okay, let's go through this. We want to have at least... Do we need engineers to work in... Okay, let me go back just a minute here. Do we need engineers to work in these factories? I think it's... No, I think it's just any crew. I think any crew can work in these areas. Okay, so at the least, we want a couple medics. We're gonna want your you're a hypochondriac medic. Hilarious. Okay. Cool, you're a gamer. Good job, nerd. Love it. We want a couple medics. We want to have a couple scientists because they can increase the amount of research you're getting. It might require a building. I can't remember. Engineers, I think, increase the production you're getting from your factories. Not 100% sure on that one, though. We want a couple botanists because they're going to be able to grow food once we... Oh, shoot, I don't think we even looked at food production. Huh, we may have to just keep pumping food out to them until we unlock the farm. Or one of those buildings. I'll check again. I think we might have an outside type of farm. Okay, so a couple botanists, a couple engineers, a couple scientists, and medics. We don't need a security officer just yet. Or is that is security, right? Officer? I think it is. A geologist, I think, works better in the mine. And that's going to be our primary export, so we probably want to have a couple of geologists. What are we missing? We don't have any officers. I don't think we need those. Again, I think they are security officers. We've got botanists for food. We could have a no specialization. I mean, we're going to have people to run, you know, the grocer and stuff like that too. What about a cost? Is there no cost on this just because this is a basic rocket? I mean, 0. We probably just haven't finished the building yet. So 12. We can hold 14 once we get this station built up, right? This living complex can hold 14 individuals. Okay. Oh, the research lab. That's what we wanted. The research lab is where scientists can give you souls while you're on Mars. That is very important as well. And we'll put this here where it's kind of the broken. It's not exactly a, you know, a perfect triangle. Where's the entrance to this thing at? Any? Okay, that's fine right there. Okay, real quick, food. Hydroponic farm. There we go. I could have sworn there was another one for making food. So hydroponic farm we'll put right here. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. We've got our food production coming. Wait, how much did this cost us in terms of, it's 2 polymer, which we have. This is going to be 5 electronics, but we've not used too many electronics yet. Okay. I almost want to say as soon as we get that one rocket here, I want to turn it around, send it home, and immediately bring back another group of colonists, because we're going to have the space for it, and we'll probably need those colonists to fill in and do more jobs, right? We could probably bring a lot of basic, because you know, you need people to run the grocer, you need people to run the diner and the bar. So those are the no specialization jobs that work really well. Alright, I'm excited about this, folks. It looks like Russia has completed a milestone. First humans on Mars, so that belongs to Russia. That's fine. Good job, Russia. Good job. Beyond that, though, I think we're ready to accept our new colonists. So I think what I'll do here is put a cut in the video. I think it's gone on for a little while. And the next video is going to be our first colonization of Mars. So I'm excited.
Sector
I like the way things are looking.
Anomaly found.
And we found a new anomaly, so I'll send our other RC Explorer on the way. But yeah, otherwise, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play of, oh gosh, Surviving Mars. It's really bad when I forget the name. I'm so excited about it. So we'll continue some Surviving Mars here, see if we can't fill up. I really want to get the large. Do we have those yet? We don't. I really want the larger domes. Those are super, super nice and really fun to play with. So I want some of those to come in soon. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.